Hey everyone, Nick here and welcome back to GamerJoob, and welcome back to our Garten of Banban character concept series. So in today's video, the character we're looking into is Brushista. So we'll go into this character's backstory, gameplay mechanics, and all that good stuff as well. But before doing any of that, do be sure to leave a like and subscribe to GamerJoob as it helps a lot and it's greatly appreciated. It also keeps you up to date with all the videos that we post. As always, we just like to say as well that this is not linked with the overall universe and lore of Garten of Banban. This is just our fan theory and story, and we hope you enjoy. But alrighty, let's get to the character concept of Brushista. So previously in our Garten of Banban character concept series, we looked into the character of Flumbo. This mysterious blue version of Banban was definitely an interesting character. We explored the possibility that he was the original mascot for the kindergarten. So instead of Banban's kindergarten, it could have been Flumbo's kindergarten. But we soon learned that he was far too dangerous to be used as the main mascot. So instead the kindergarten locked him away forever. But the player, not knowing this, let him out of his confinement, and now they've seen the evil side of Flumbo. But speaking of a new mystery character, Flumbo isn't the only one we see. In Garten of Banban 7, we see another mystery character's picture up on the wall, and this character is simply known as Brushista. Brushista looks kind of like a strange anteater. This is due to his long snout and what looks to be a strange looking tongue. He can be seen wearing a black beret, and his tail seems to be a large paintbrush. The picture on the wall shows Brushista saying, "Life is like a canvas. One small mistake and it's all ruined." So with all this in mind, it's safe to say that Brushista is an artist. And it's most likely that he's the art teacher at the kindergarten. But something that's pretty interesting is what Brushista says in his picture. But before we explore his quote, let's first hear a word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Raycon. I'm sure you've all heard of Raycon earbuds before. They are well known for having the same audio quality as the big brands at half the price. They have just launched an updated model of their best-selling everyday earbuds, which means if you haven't gotten yourself a pair of Raycon earbuds yet, now is the perfect time to. The upgraded everyday earbuds have all the features of the original model, but now also have active noise cancellation, an ergonomic design, and also multi-point connectivity, which allows you to connect to two devices at once. And they're available in a variety of vibrant new colors. My personal favorite is black, as it matches all my other tech perfectly, and you get all of this at an affordable cost. Speaking of favorites, I love how comfortable and ergonomic the earbud shape is, as it fits in the widest range of ears. I'm also loving the new feature of the active noise cancellation that helps me stay focused whether I'm using them while working or just even listening to music as I get my house chores done. These are honestly the comfiest earbuds I've ever used, and there's no more earaches or worry about the earbuds falling out. And Raycon offers a 30-day happiness guarantee, so what are you waiting for? Go ahead and see what all the fuss is about. Just click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com to get 20% off your Raycon purchase plus free shipping. And thank you again Raycon for supporting this channel and for all of you checking out the Raycon earbuds. Now let's get back to the video. So I believe that Brushista's quote is a direct reference to Bob Ross from The Joy of Painting. It's completely opposite to his philosophy of making happy little accidents when painting. Bob teaches people that no matter what mistakes you make, you can still make something beautiful. But in Brushista's world, if you make one little mistake, it's all ruined. So Brushista would be a complete perfectionist. Everything had to be perfect or else. If the children didn't paint perfectly or coloured outside the lines, he wouldn't be very happy. In fact, if his art class kept failing and not producing masterpieces, then they'd see a much darker side of him. As far as Brushista was concerned, he was the best painter in the kindergarten. He would apply paint to his brush tail and create masterpiece after masterpiece. Eventually, he made his own art gallery that was dedicated to all of his works. He was very protective of them and wouldn't let anyone see them. He feared that if anyone got too close, they might destroy his precious paintings, so no one was allowed in Brushista's art gallery at any given time, and if anyone accidentally ruined one of his paintings, then it wouldn't end very well. So now we return back to the player. After their encounter with Flumbo, they've been on high alert. They weren't sure what dangerous mascot characters they would meet next, so they had to prepare for anything that was yet to reveal itself. They eventually arrive at a series of locked doors, but there doesn't seem to be a card reader or any buttons to open them. There was only an intercom. Suddenly, a voice sounds from over the speaker. It was Flumbo. He apologised for his behaviour in the last encounter. He tells the player that he's back to his friendly self and won't cause any more trouble. He explains that he can open these doors for the player, but only if they do something for him. The player doesn't really trust Flumbo, but it looks like they don't have any other choice. So they accept and listen to his demands. He tells the player that they need to sneak into Brushista's art gallery and ruin all of his paintings. Once they've done that, he'll open the doors. So that's exactly what the player does. They sneak over to the art gallery and try to make their way inside. And that's when they see him. It was Brushista. He was standing guard at the entrance of the art gallery. The player needs to find a way to distract him so they can sneak in. In this puzzle segment, the player would need to use their drone to lure Brushista away from the entrance. The drone would push a series of buttons and activate an alarm. When they finally press the right buttons, the alarm starts to sound. Brushista springs into action and goes to investigate the potential intruder. Now was the player's chance to rush in and enter the gallery. Once they've successfully snuck in, now they need to locate the paintings. It doesn't take long before they find the whole collection. These paintings were very well done. Each one was more intricate and detailed than the last. The player wondered why Flumbo wanted to ruin any of them in the first place. But they haven't got time to worry about that now. They need to ruin these paintings before Brushista finds out. The player finds some buckets of red paint and gets to work. In total, the player needs to ruin 10 paintings. And how they'll do this is by throwing red paint onto all the artworks. Every time they throw a bucket, they need to get another one from the pile that they found. They need to be quick or else Brushista will find out what's going on. Painting after painting, they ruin each one. Finally, they come to the last one. They throw red paint all over it. And now the job is complete. They just need to make it back to the doors so Flumbo can open them. But as the player is about to exit the gallery, Brushista has already seen what has happened. All of his precious artworks have been ruined. Each one is smeared with red paint. Who could have done a thing? Brushista spots the player and sees the red paint all over their hands. Brushista is suddenly filled with rage. He then angrily charges towards the player. They need to make a run for it back towards the doors. If the enraged Brushista gets a hold of them, then it'll be all over. So the player quickly navigates their way back to the doors. They need to remember what turns they took and try not to get lost or caught in a dead end. Eventually the player makes it back to the doors. Flumbo quickly opens them and the player rushes through. As the doors close, Brushista makes it to the intercom. That's when he sees who is really behind the sabotage of his artworks. It was Flumbo all along. Brushista knew he was always jealous of his artistic talent. Flumbo has tried multiple times to ruin his artworks, but now has finally succeeded. It turns out Brushista never included Flumbo in any of his paintings. And in turn, Flumbo wanted to ruin all of them because he was left out. This whole kindergarten has left him out, and he wasn't going to put up with it any longer. In a fit of rage, Brushista destroys the intercom. Whilst this feud was going on, it was the perfect time for the player to sneak away. They've escaped the clutches of Brushista and now will be on their way. But they need to be careful, because who knows what will happen next at Banban's kindergarten. So I think that Brushista will be an interesting addition to Garten of Banban 8. I can't say for sure what his final character will act like, but if I say so myself, I think we've done a pretty good job of guessing what he could be like in Chapter 8. I think the idea of him being obsessed with art and being a crazed artist could lend to some pretty fun character moments. And as to if this character will be good or evil isn't entirely clear, but we'll finally know when Chapter 8 releases, and until then we'll just have to wait and see. Alrighty everyone, well that's all we have for today's video. Thank you all for watching and I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please consider leaving a like, commenting and subscribing as it helps a lot and it's greatly appreciated. The comment section down below what you thought of our rendition of Brushista. Also a very big thank you to our sponsor for today's video, Raycon. And an even bigger thank you to all of you for tuning in and watching this video. Alrighty everyone, well until our next video, I'll catch you later, bye.